Shabbat Shalom, my Hebrews and Shebrews. This is Hanging with the Prophets. It's Shabbat morning. A quick update on our brother that was in that wreck yesterday. He's doing good. He come out of surgery. He was in surgery for about 5 or 6 hours yesterday. They put a rod in his hip down to about his knee with, I think, 7 screws. And so it's going to be a long, hard recovery for him, but he's going to recover. So that's a good thing. Praise the Most High, our Father who is in heaven, Yahweh. Um, we've hit 100 subscribers. Yeah. We did that a couple days ago. Just had a lot going on, so I said I was going to give away a 1 ounce silver piece. And I kind of showed it to y'all the other day, so let's look at that real quick. I'm going to tell you how we're going to give it away. That is right there, 1 ounce 999 fine silver, COVID-19 pandemic. That was the obverse, or that was the reverse. This is the obverse. Invela Corporation. I have no idea who that is. Anyway, all right. So, in order to win this piece of 1 ounce silver, you're going to have to watch this video. And after watching this video, I'm going to need you to comment COVID-19 in the comment section of this video. I'll give it 5 days to get all the comments. And I will take those comments and we will put those names in a hat. And we will do it here on the channel. And we will draw a name. And then I will get in contact with whoever that is and get an email address and um, get an address to ship it to, and I will get it shipped out to you. So that's how we're going to do the silver for this one. So comment in the comment section, COVID-19. The reason I'm doing it on this video is because I don't want every wild person from the internet seeing, oh, it's a giveaway. It's going to be given away to those who watch my channel. And so if you watch this video, I'll give it 5 days. Today is the 6th of June. We will give it till the 11th of June. And sometime during on the 11th, I will do a video of the drawing of the names from the hat that I get from the comments. And then we'll get it shipped out to you. So that's how we're going to do that. That's the only way I can figure out how to do it fairly. Today we are going to be hanging with the prophets, Nahum, which is right after Micah and right before Habakkuk. If you have a Scriptures Bible, it's page 623 or 625. And it's just a couple of quick chapters here. Nahum, chapter 1, verse 1 says the message concerning Nineveh. The book of the vision of Nahum, the Elkoshite. Yahweh is a jealous and an avenging El. Yahweh is avenging and a possessor of wrath. Yahweh is avenging on his adversaries, and he watches for his enemies. Yahweh is patient and in great power, but by no means leaves unpunished. Yahweh's he's gonna give you every opportunity to get your act straight. He's gonna actually put you through trials and tribulations to help you get your act straight. A lot of us, a lot of times when something bad happens, and I dealt with it yesterday, oh, the enemy must be attacking that brother. Maybe it's Yahweh doing something, a good work, for whatever reason. This brother is a man of Yahweh, and he's in a hospital. He's going to be dealing with doctors and nurses that he will be able to minister to and to witness to. Hey, we don't know what Yahweh has. It doesn't always have to be the enemy when something bad happens. Keep that in mind. Verse 4, he is rebuking the sea and dries it up, and all the floods he has made dry. Bashan and Carmel are withering, and the flower of Lebanon is languishing. Mountains have shaken before him, and his hills have melted. And the earth is lifted up at his presence, and the world and all who dwell in it. All who dwell in it. So you don't have to believe in Yahweh, but he believes in you. And one day you're going to believe in Yahweh, whether you like it or not. every knee shall bow. Who does stand before his rage? Who? Who of us will stand before his rage? None of us. When we see angels, we hit our face to the ground. Imagine standing before the great Yahweh, the Almighty Yahweh. Who rises up in the heat of his displeasure? His wrath is poured out like fire, and the rocks have been broken by him. Yahweh is good, as a stronghold in the day of distress, and he knows those who take refuge in him. But with an overwhelming flood, he makes a complete end of the place of Nineveh, and the darkness does pursue his enemies. What do you plot against Yahweh? He makes a complete end of it. Distress does not rise up a second time, though they are as an entangled thorns, and as drunkards with their drink. They shall be consumed like stubble thoroughly dried. From you came forth one who plots evil against Yahweh, a counselor of Belial. From you came forth one who plots evil against Yahweh, a counselor of Belial. Prior to coming to Christ, we are enemies of the Most High. If we are not walking in his commands and his statutes, we are enemies of Yahweh. We are walking in rebellion. In 2 Samuel, it says rebellion is that of witchcraft. Verse 12. Thus saith Yahweh, though they are strong and many, even so they shall be cut off and pass away. Though I have afflicted you, I afflict you no more. All right, so here it is again. He's reiterating, I'm going to afflict you. I'm going to put you into situations where you must turn to me. But then there is an end to that. So now I break his yoke from you and tear off your shackles. And Yahweh has commanded concerning you, your name shall no longer be sown. From the house of your mighty ones I shall cut off the carved image and the molded image. I shall appoint your burial site, for you have been of no account. If we ain't working for Yahweh, it's of no use. See, on the mountains, the feet of him who brings good news, who proclaims peace. O Yehuda, celebrate your festivals, perform your vows, for Belial shall no more pass through you. He has been cut off completely. Now we can take this verse one of two ways. O Yehuda, celebrate your festivals and perform your vows. Celebrate the feast days of Yahweh. And we looked at vows the other day. If you make a vow unto the Lord, make sure that you keep that vow to the Lord. It's better to not vow at all than to vow and not fulfill that. Now we can look at that way, or we can look at it as, since the next the next sentence says, "For Belial shall no more pass through you; he's been cut off." Go ahead and celebrate your festivals and your feasts of the world. Go for it. It's of Belial. It's wicked and evil. Celebrate Christmas. Celebrate Easter and Halloween and all those wicked holidays. Go ahead, because Belial shall be cut off. It's up to you. Now, see, you can take it one of two ways. Chapter 2. He who breaks in pieces has come up before your face. Guard your ramparts. Watch the way. Strengthen your loins. And fortify your power very much. For Yahweh shall turn back the splendor of Jacob, like the splendor of Israel. For the emptiers have emptied them out and ruined their vine branches. The shields of his mighty men have become red, and the men of battle are in scarlet. The chariots are like flaming torches in the day of his preparation, and the cypresses shall be shaken. The chariots dash about in the streets. They rush one another in broad ways. They look like flaming torches. They run like lightning. He remembers his noble ones, and they stumble in their walk. They hurry to her walls, and the defense is prepared. The river gates have been opened, and the palace melted, and it is established. She shall be exiled. She shall be led away, and her female servants are moaning as with the voice of doves, beating on their breasts. I look at that as the Catholic Church today. She is the Catholic Church. Her female servants being the offshoots of the Catholic Church, being Baptist, the Protestants being Baptist, um, Methodist, Lutheran, so on. Those are the female servants, because all of those have derived and changed their doctrine slightly here and there, but they've all have a background and roots from the Roman Catholic Church, which is wicked and pagan in nature. Go look in a Catholic church and see all the idols they have in there. They serve Mary, not Yahweh. Oh, I know that pisses a lot of y'all off, but not my true listeners. And Nineveh of old was like a pool of water. Now they flee away. Stop, stop, they cry, but no one turns back. Plunder the silver, plunder the gold. There's no limit to the treasure, a wealth of precious objects. She is empty, even emptiness and waste, and the heart has melted, and the knees have knocked together, and much pain is in all loins, and all their faces have become flushed. Where is the den of lions, and the feeding place of the young lions, where the lion, the lioness, and the lion's cub walked, with no one to disturb them? The lion tore in pieces enough for his cubs, and strangled for his lionesses, and filled his caves with prey, and his dens with torn prey. See, I am against you, declares Yahweh of hosts, and I shall burn your chariots in smoke, and the sword devour your young lions, and I shall cut off your prey from the earth, and no longer is the voice of your messengers heard. Woe to the city of blood! All of it is a lie, filled with plunder. The prey is not lacking. The sound of a whip and the sound of rattling wheels, galloping horses and jolting chariots, mounted horsemen with bright sword and glittering spear, and many wounded, and a mass of dead bodies, and no end of corpses. They stumble over corpses. Because of the many whorings of the well-favored whore, the mistress of sorceries, who sells nations by her whorings and clans by her sorceries. False church, whore of Babylon. See, I am against you, declares Yahweh of hosts, and shall lift up your skirts over your face, and shall show nations your nakedness, and the reigns your shame. The Lord is going to expose the false doctrines of Protestant Christianity. I shall cast abominations upon you, and treat you as foolish, and make a spectacle of you. It shall be that all who see you flee from you, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who does mourn for her? Where do I seek comfort for her? Are you better than Ammon, who dwelt by the Nile streams, with waters around her, whose rampart was like the sea, whose wall was like the sea? Cush and Mitzrayim were her strength, even unlimited. Put and Lubim were your helpers. There we go with that one that cracks me up again. Put and Lubim. Yet she was exiled. She went into her captivity at the head of every street. Her young children were dashed to pieces. Lots were cast for her esteemed men, and all her great men were bound in chains. You too are to become drunk. You are to go into hiding. You too are to seek refuge from the enemy. All your strongholds are fig trees with ripened figs. When shaken, they shall fall into the mouth of the eater. See, your people in your midst are women. The gates of your land shall be open wide to the enemies. Fire shall consume your gate bars. Women are ruling. Women are the headship. This is true women. We see that over and over again. That's probably going to be my message this week. Uh, anyway, draw for yourself water for the seed. Strengthen your defenses and go into the clay and tread the mortar. Lay hold of the brick mold. There a fire shall consume you, a sword cut you off, eat you up like the locust. Make yourself many like the locust. Make yourself many like the swarming locust. You have increased your merchants more than the stars of heaven. The locust shall strip off and fly away. Your officials are like the locusts, and your marshals are like the grasshoppers, which settle in the hedges on a cold day. When the sun rises, they flee away, and the place where they are is unknown. All right, your officials: Nancy Pelosi, Donald Trump, Chucky Schumer, They're like locusts and grasshoppers. They just consume everything. They're not there to help. They're there to destroy. Verse 18 is key here. Your shepherds have slumbered, O sovereign of Asher. Your nobles lie down to rest, and your people are scattered on the mountains, and no one gathers them. Your shepherds are asleep. These pastors today that are standing in the pulpit preaching the prosperity gospel, they're asleep. They're letting their flock be torn to pieces. They're preaching rapture doctrines, and they're preaching God is only love doctrines, and they're just throwing these false fallacies, this garbage to their flock. They're feeding them dung, and they're eating it up. Feel me? Hope so. We're listening to these idiots. If you're listening to Jesse Duplantis, any of these TBN preachers, get off of them. They aren't nothing but locusts and grasshoppers. And you'll be scattered. You'll be counted as an enemy of Yahweh. Your injury has no healing. Your wound is grievous. All who hear news of you shall clap their hands over you. For over whom did your evil not pass continually? People are sending these wicked deceivers money after money, handfuls of money. I've seen videos where these pastors stand up there on their little stage, give a show, talk about giving money, and people come up there and throw just thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on the stage, where the pastor just stomps all over the money, and he's just, ooh, it's a big show. Get away from that. Run from that. Run from that now. Okay, now, here's where you really win your silver. Here's how we're going to do the silver. Just so people don't just look at the first of the video. You've had to have watched all the way to the end. At the beginning, I said type in COVID-19. Well, that'll probably get your comment ejected anyway. So, um, how are we going to do this? Just type in Yahweh is good. You type in Yahweh is good, and I will put your name in the hat. And on the 11th, we will draw a name to get the silver. You've had to watch this far in order to get your name put in the hat. Uh, anyway, this is Hanging with the Prophets. Shabbat Shalom. I pray y'all have a blessed day. I pray this message encourages you to go look further and deeper into Yahweh's Word. Um, keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Um, feed on good shepherds. Uh, those who will feed you the truth and not just fill you with excitement and emotional hijinks. Put it that way. Many wolves in sheep's clothing right now, all over the land, just spewing garbage out of their mouth. Get deep in the Word. Get strong with the Lord. We're coming into a time where we're going to need to be strong with Yahweh. I hope this message blessed you, encouraged you, even frustrates you. Go look this up for yourself. Remember, type in Yahweh is good in the comments, and I'll put your name in a hat for this silver. Y'all be blessed. This old field disciple, and I will catch you on the next ride.